What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour here on 990 WBOB. I'm Brian Kostiw reporting to you remotely. I'm joined alongside, as always, by Matthew Carvalho in our Sprout co-working studios. We've got a great episode in store for you all tonight. Coming up in just a couple minutes, we're going to be joined by Bryant head men's tennis coach Ron Gendron to discuss his recent induction into the Bryant Athletics Hall of Fame and his return to Smithfield for his 18th season as Bryant head coach. And then in our 8:30 slot, we'll be joined alongside by Bryant head football coach Chris Merritt to debrief their game against UMaine and look ahead to their Friday Night Lights matchup against Brown University. And finally, in our 8:45 slot, we'll be joined alongside by Jaime Amaro of the Bryant men's soccer team to discuss his recent success as a back-to-back America East Player of the Week and his team's success as the number 5 men's soccer team in all the nation. So it's going to be a fun episode. We can't wait to talk with all those guests. Let's jump into it right now.
As we get into it tonight, we're going to have a whole lot to talk about. I talked about Ron Gendron, Chris Merritt, and others joining the program. Matt, I know you didn't have a chance to make it out for the homecoming game this past Saturday. I will say that I had the chance to make it out to that game, and it was a great one. It was an awesome opportunity to meet up and talk with those guys and be back on campus again. So it's awesome to see. Matt, obviously wasn't the result football was looking for in that contest, but still some takeaways that you can gather from that. And, we'll kind of take it as that all goes.
No, absolutely. I mean, look, it's one game and the season continues to go. But look, I mean, the fact is this team is where it's at right now in CAA football, and the mission right now is to continue to improve and see where this team can go from here. But I mean, it was a tough loss the other day, but it's continuing on improvement. There's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how that all transpires, moving forward.
Absolutely, certainly. Tom, did you get to catch that Bryant game?
Yeah, Brian, as I mentioned at the end of my show, I don't know if you heard us, but we did give a little homage to the Bryant Bulldogs. As you mentioned, a tough loss for them the other day, but I think that there's a lot that you can take away from a game like that. Really, I thought that Jane Kiefner played pretty well. I thought that, really showed something with his legs. There were some signs of passing there. I know we only threw the ball 9 times, but 5 of 9, 76 yards. And as I mentioned on my program, and I'll just repeat here, 83 yards on the ground and 2 scores. I think that there's a little bit of something to work with there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say so, too. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this upcoming Friday against Brown under the lights. So, there's going to be a lot of takeaways from that.
Was a game. I do just want to jump in quickly here. I know we have a guest. Brian, you're going to have to let me know if they're on the line. I'm not at the control board, so I'm going to rely on you guys. But I did get an opportunity to see the Brown Bears in action this past Friday when they faced URI at Centerville Bank Stadium. And that was a fun game. And I got to say, if there's any indication, it's going to be a really competitive game this upcoming Friday at Burns Stadium. So really looking forward to getting out there and seeing that one.
Absolutely, you guys. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Absolutely. It should definitely be a strong competitive game because don't forget, this is a rivalry match, whether you think so or not. Bryant and Brown are like, the worst of enemies, best of friends. I mean, you look at different sports. I mean, I know Tom and I especially have gone through the Bryant-Brown basketball rivalry, and I think when it comes to rivalries, they certainly translate across sports when it comes to college athletics, and this is certainly of that ilk with these two squads going at it for bragging rights and for everything else in between. Under the lights, mind you, they are at Burns Stadium Friday night. Friday night football, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, there's really nothing like it. It's going to be a ton of fun. And, I mean, this Bryant-Brown rivalry has been a really fierce one over the past couple of years. And I think the thing Bryant's going to really be looking out for, and, this is something Bryant and Brown have kind of had on their shoulders, is the past couple of years trying to get that win, on your home turf. I know last year Bryant went down to Brown and got the win there. Landon Ruggieri had a fantastic game for them in that one. And then 2 years prior, Brown came in there and let a game-winning drive in your stadium. So I think for Bryant, the goal is going to be trying to defend home, which is always tough to do, in any game. But I think that, when you have an interstate rival like Brown coming in there trying to establish something, you're going to have to really try to, kind of get down early and try to, make a statement.
And like Matt said, Brian, you too. We've all kind of seen how these men's basketball games between Bryant and Brown have gone, especially the past few seasons. I think that we're going to be in for a treat in terms of a competitive rivalry atmosphere on Friday night. And again, I can't even begin to describe my excitement for this one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun, guys.
And Brian, I will say you mentioned that game last year, and I mean that was probably the best game of the season for Bryant last year, I'd say, with that performance by Ruggieri. And I remember seeing that game and seeing the way he performed. He played impeccably, and I do recall following that game with Bryant. I ended up going to Bryant because RIFC had a game that day, only to see Ruggieri coming back from that game, and you could just see that entire it was the entire receiving corps coming down, absolutely excited as can be following that game. So, these kids really do care about this Brown game. They really do care about getting the win and carrying momentum going into the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Well, as always, Matt, we're going to head off to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. When we do return, we'll be joined by head men's tennis coach Ron Gendron. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. You're listening to 990 WBOB.
This Columbus Day weekend, Saturday, October 11th, Foxwoods Resort Casino. CES Boxing presents Bloodlines. Gotti versus Hagler. Two legendary family names do battle as John Gotti III returns to the ring to face James Hagler Jr. Plus, Bridgeport's undefeated Jacob Lefty Marrero. Amateur standout and 2-0 Amelia Moore. Waterbury's undefeated prospect Cavante Wineglass. And the return of Stevie Jane Coleman. Saturday, October 11th, Gotti versus Hagler. Get tickets now at CESFights.com.
Everyday people just like you search for natural solutions to combat cognitive haze, stress, fatigue, and pain. That's why there's CBDmindful.com. Your trusted guide to a balanced, well-focused lifestyle. Whether you're new to CBD or exploring advanced uses, CBDmindful.com is your platform. That's CBDmindful.com.
Fall Saturdays are best spent watching the Bryant Bulldogs at Burns Stadium. Don't miss out on all the action this fall. CAA football, Kids Zone, the Phantom Farms Beer Garden, and more. Single game tickets for Bryant football are on sale at BryantTickets.com or by calling 401-319-8499. That number is 401-319-8499.
RI's best kept secret is Sweet D's Cafe. Now at their new location at 335 Wakefield Street, West Warwick. Sweet D's offers everything from lunch, dinner, catering, desserts, and more. All dishes at Sweet D's are crafted with the freshest ingredients, from sandwich boards to their mouth-watering Italian fare to their award-winning cupcakes and desserts. All items are handmade. Cater your next event or stop on by for a bite. Sweet D's, located at 335 Wakefield Street, West Warwick, or online at sweetdscafe.com. That's sweetdscafe.com.
Friends and family come out and support the boys in green and blue for the last match of the season on October 11th. Watch great soccer while fundraising for Crush Cancer Rhode Island. Click the link below and you will receive a discounted ticket price, and a kickback will go back to Crush Cancer Rhode Island. Crush Cancer Rhode Island is a grassroots operation raising money annually to benefit the Jimmy Fund and the Dana-Farber Cancer Research Institution. Saturday, October 11th, 7 p.m., Hartford Athletic versus Sacramento Republic FC. Click the link below for tickets.
990WBAB.com.
All right, welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour here on 990 WBOB. Brian Kostiw, Matthew Carvalho joining you alongside in studio. Glad to be joined tonight by our first guest of the evening, Bryant Headmen's tennis coach, Ron Gendron. But before we get into that, I just want to say that first off, tonight's broadcasts are brought to you from Sprout Co-working for all your co-working needs, large meetings, office for a day, working remotely, events, or just trying to get away from the distractions at home. Sprout Co-working in Providence, Rhode Island has got you covered. Coach Gendron, glad to have you on the program. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to have you here, Coach. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction this past weekend. Just take us through, obviously, that honor and just what that meant for you when you got that call.
Well, it was a very interesting point in a career. You know, you don't really start looking for that. It's a privilege and an honor, and you know, quite frankly, I had a lot of time to think about what I would say. And, you know, I believe mental toughness is a part of our program, and gratitude is a big part of that. And I really wanted to express gratitude to everyone who had helped me along the way. And it really presented a stage for me to be thankful to a lot of people.
Absolutely. And, you know, for you, just getting the chance to be at that ceremony and see all those people return back, some of your former players, and be there to support you. Just how much did that mean to you?
You know, it didn't surprise me, to be honest with you. Like, it's an amazing honor, and it felt right for them to be there because they have always supported me. They've always supported the program, and it just wasn't shocking. It was something that was not expected, and not for me, but just for what we've done for all of us. It just felt right.
Absolutely. I mean, just for yourself, it's just such an interesting story as to how, you know, you were such a, you know, you were at Bryant for so many years. You had the type of career as a coach that you did there. You go on to Nichols for the past 3 years, and now you make the decision to come back for yourself. Just talk about what that path was like coming back, you know, that you know, maybe just those conversations with Bill Smith or just getting back into the building, just what led you to deciding that you wanted to be a Bulldog yet again?
Well, I really thought my coaching career was over. I was ready to move on, run my family business, and just start a new chapter in my life. And I met Bill for lunch. We sat down, we talked about it, and he convinced me that maybe I have a little more left, and we believed that I could help some more people and do the right thing by the university. And he certainly was convincing and helped me with some of the procedures to make me want to come back. And to be honest with you, once I stepped foot back on campus and I saw the major commitment to athletics, I saw the work that had gone into all the facilities. Yeah, it wanted me to be, I felt like I wanted to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're glad to have you back, obviously. And now for yourself, you're stepping back into, you know, Division I sports at a time where it's been, you know, couldn't be more different. I think, you know, with the additions of the transfer portal being, you know, as crazy as they've kind of been, with NIL getting introduced, with all, you know, the different recruiting tactics and things kind of getting changed up like that. You know, how do you feel about yourself, you know, stepping out into this next challenge with all the change that you've seen, you know, across the NCAA?
Well, I really don't care, to be honest with you. I'm going to go about my business, developing freshmen. That's what I do. The world can go crazy. The world can pay NIL. The world can live in the transfer portal. I'm going to elect not to. I'm going to elect to do things the way that I want to do them, the way that I feel is right for Bryant University, develop young men, because ultimately the goal is to develop young men. And I don't think you can do that in 1 year or 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I will take transfers if it's the right story, if it's the right fit. But for me, I want to develop young men that want to continue and be special for Bryant.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
the world can go crazy. The world can do what it wants. That's fine. I'm going to do what I want.
absolutely. Well, Coach, obviously, when you take a look at this team, there still are some pieces of, the team that, you departed from in 2022, and now the new additions that have come in. Just talk about what you like about this group now as you gear up for your 18th season with the Bulldogs.
What I like is there's a lot of work ahead of me to make it right. And to me, that's important. And I think, I think that they've been coachable. They've embraced it. And there's enough talent, there's enough desire, and they've been very happy to have an older coach with experience. And it's been a very interesting couple of weeks, and it's been very rewarding thus far. I'm very happy to be with them, and they seem to be happy to have me.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, once again, we're very happy to have you back in the black and gold. We can't wait to see what you guys do this season, and we wish you the best of luck. And once again, congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction, joining an incredible class this year. So we thank you for your contributions, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, absolutely. Take care, Coach. All right, well, we're going to be heading off to a quick commercial break. When we're back, we're going to be joined alongside, as always, by head football coach Chris Merritt. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to 990 WBOB.
Sprout Coworking is a comfortable place for work, meetings, and events. We offer a variety of monthly memberships, including work from home and office address memberships. No leases or long-term commitments are required. Sprout Coworking memberships include free off-street parking, private meeting rooms, secure Wi-Fi, and more. Give us a call today at 401-536-9336. That's 401-536-9336. Or visit us online at sproutcoworking.com. Ask about our customized group membership plans. Stop by for a tour at 166 Valley Street, Building 6, M Suite 103. Or book a tour at sproutcoworking.com. Sprout Coworking, a great place to work and meet.
Friends and family come out and support the boys in green and blue for the last match of the season on October 11th. Watch great soccer while fundraising for Crush Cancer Rhode Island. Click the link below and you will receive a discounted ticket price, and a kickback will go back to Crush Cancer Rhode Island. Crush Cancer Rhode Island is a grassroots operation raising money annually to benefit the Jimmy Fund and the Dana-Farber Cancer Research Institution. Saturday, October 11th, 7 p.m., Hartford Athletic versus Sacramento Republic FC. Click the link below for tickets.
RI's best-kept secret is Sweet D's Cafe. Now at their new location at 335 Wakefield Street, West Warwick. Sweet D's offers everything from lunch, dinner, catering, desserts, and more. All dishes at Sweet D's are crafted with the freshest ingredients, from sandwich boards to their mouth-watering Italian fare to their award-winning cupcakes and desserts. All items are handmade. Cater your next event or stop on by for a bite. Sweet D's, located at 335 Wakefield Street, West Warwick, or online at sweetdscafe.com. That's sweetdscafe.com.
You're listening to 990WBOB.com, Renegade Radio.
All right, welcome back to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour here on 990 WBOB. Brian Kostiw joined alongside by Matt Carvalho. We got some good guests coming up for you next. We have Bryant head football coach Chris Merritt joining us on the program. Coach, glad to have you.
Hey, how we doing, Brian?
Hey, doing good, Coach.
Good,
Hey,
bud.
so absolutely. So just starting off, you guys had that game against Maine on Saturday. Just kind of give us the rundown and your opening thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, this team has played 24 quarters of football. I think we played 22 quarters of competitive football. I think the first half was unfortunate. That was like it's an old-fashioned take you out behind the woodshed butt whipping that we took. And, at halftime, there's not a ton you say to the guys. It's pride at that point. So challenged them to come out and finish the game strong. They did. At least we were able to walk out of there 14-0 second half. But damage was done was too much in the first half. Now we have a short week. We got to put our sights on Brown.
Obviously, I think one of the things people would have noticed was the absence of Brennan Meyer in that. Instead, this week you guys rolled with QB platoon of Jaden Kiefner and Rich Dochikal. Just take us through that and everything. Just the decision to go with the two QB split this week and the decisions behind that.
Sure. So Brennan has a banged up non-throwing shoulder. So we're going to take this week by week. These guys, both Ridge and Jaden came to Bryant to play football. And, this is their first opportunity for both of them, ironically, to get playing time of any significance. Ridge has probably got maybe 10, 12 plays under his belt from the previous year. So, we're in a spot where, we it's the next man up mentality. And, we, as a football team, had major breakdowns at the point of attack on all three phases of the ball game, whether it was punt coverage or whether it was defending a slant by a defensive back that ended up happening, the long touchdown early in the first half, or the fact that we couldn't stay on the field in third down in the first half. Those are the three things that really crushed us then. And the takeaways were, well, not to sound cliche, it's just you can't do that and expect to win. And
Absolutely. And I think that there were some positives to take away from this game. You had Michael Oddie, who continued to shine with 6 tackles, 4 for loss, and in the 13-yard sack. For him, you saw him last year have that really tough injury and that setback and what that did to him. And now this year he's able to come back from that and really have that success now. Just for you, how impressed and how happy are you to see him have that bounce back and be as successful as he's been this season?
Sure. I don't think anybody's more excited to see Michael Oddie's success than our offense, because for the last 3 years, we've been sick of him, in practice and fall camp and spring football, because he spends just as much time in our backfield as our quarterback and running back do. And I think the rest of the conference is finding that out. Michael Oddie is a special football player, and we are a completely different defense when he's on the field. He poses all kinds of fits to opponent defensive lines, and I'm happy to see the year that he's having, but he's the first one to tell you, don't talk too good about me, coach. It's rat poison. And he's coming along great and having a great senior year.
Absolutely. And then, you get a chance to look at this linebacking core for you guys with Brandon Perkins, Lonnie Rice, still continuing to be formidable on that end. For yourself, just having that really be locked down, and then you have Audie up front, wreaking havoc up there. Just for yourself in this defense, how confident do you feel in that group as you guys continue? Obviously, with the Brown game coming up this Saturday, but just the rest of CAA play as that goes.
Sure. We challenged our defense in the offseason. We had to be better against the run, and I think we're first in the conference against run defense right now. And I like the way they're being physical. They're flying to the football. They're playing with confidence. I think when you make teams one-dimensional on defense, that only benefits you. Really happy the way these guys are flying around. And we have a tough opponent this week because Brown's tough now. I mean, they're going to try to out-physical us, and they're going to try to out-scheme us, out-eye discipline us, and we need to be on point every single play, because when you blink and do the wrong thing or try to make a play that's not yours, that's when you get beat, and that's when you get hurt. But defensively, I love the way these guys are flying around and they're game tackling, and we're going to need that Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, when you look at this Brown team, they're coming off that Governor's Cup win just last weekend. And now, as you guys look ahead with, as you said, Friday night under the lights with a shorter week. I mean, not too much shorter. It's not, per se, a Thursday night game or anything of that matter, but a shorter week nonetheless. How do you get those guys prepared and up to speed with what you guys want to be, effective with in this game?
Well, I don't. After the way we performed in the first half, our guys' egos, they're pretty ticked off right now. I don't think I'm gonna have to get them much, get them up much for this game on Friday. Actually, I think they're glad the game's 24 hours earlier anyway, because they want to get last week washed, the taste of last week washed out of their mouth. They want to get after it. It's a home game. It's just 2 home games in a row that we've kind of let the home fans down, and we don't want there to be a third. And this game's important. This game's important for Smithfield. This game's important for the Bryant community and for Division I football, because I think we're still looked at as the little brother in Rhode Island, trying to get a seat at the big people table. And we need to show them that we need to belong in that Governor's Cup competition.
Absolutely. And I think, for you guys, I was talking with Matt about this on the program, yourselves and Brown have had a lot of success in the other person's building these past couple of years. I know you guys had the chance to go down there last year, and Landon had an incredible game down there when he was with you last year, and you guys really showed out. And now this year, Brown's coming back into your building where they took it from you guys 2 years ago. How do you, try to defend home against a team like them with everything they got coming into this week?
Oh, we just have to shut out all the noise. This is, I believe, the first night game that we've played them. This will be an exciting atmosphere of Friday night lights, however you want to look at it. And we just have to, get them in here, hopefully lock the gates and get after them. I mean, this is something that our guys take a lot of pride in our stadium now, in our field, and playing at home. This is a rare year. We've got 6 home games, and, we want to finish this 3-game homestand the right way.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time to stop in here. We appreciate you helping us through those technical difficulties. We're glad you were able to make it in, and we wish you the best of luck this upcoming week against Brown, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, buddy. Go Dogs.
Hey, go Dogs. Take care, Coach. All right, Matt. Well, it seems like I'm having some feedback issues on your end, so I think that I can try unmuting you real quick. If you do want to just try chiming in your thoughts, I'll throw it over to you real quick.
That was a very insightful interview, I'd say. And look, I mean, it's very straightforward. And what the mission is for this team now, it's focus on Brown. That's what's next.
Yeah.
The next team on your schedule.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely the focus. I mean, in football and really any sport, you have to be able to have that next game mentality, turn it around really quickly. And, like Coach Merritt said, they have to have, those guys are ticked off right now and they want to get after it.
Exactly. And look, I mean, when you experience the sort of, game that transpired against Maine, and Coach said it got away from them really quick, and they were a team that wasn't ready for that game. And now you're getting another challenge so soon. But I like how he's phrasing it in a way where it's not, an issue. Because, you see teams where, they'll play on Sunday, and then boom, they got Thursday night football, and it's like an issue for them. But he's trying to twist it in the opposite, and maybe that does work. Maybe it is that extra motivation, that you have a little bit less time and that you can get that taste out sooner. And it's a perspective I haven't really thought of much, but I kind of like that way of thinking of it from Coach.
Yeah, I would say I would say that I like it too. It definitely sets the tone early for those guys, and I think that they definitely want to get in there and really establish themselves. And like he said, they want to get that taste out of their mouth. They want to get onto a new opponent, onto the next thing. And I think that those guys are going to be ready to do it. And I think given the circumstance that Brennan had the banged up non-throwing shoulder, he's we don't know the timetable of him, and if maybe he's good enough to go against Brown, we'll see that kind of resurgence there, and we'll get to see what he looks like in that instance. But in the event that he's not able to go, you are going to see maybe that 2 QB platoon again of Jaden Kiefner and Ridge Dochikal. So we'll get to see what they do. I think that, they both offer good things for that program. Ridge is more of the prototypical passer, and then Jaden is doing, more of the running. We saw 2 rushing touchdowns out of him in the game, the 2 scores of that contest. So, yeah, I think that we're going to have to see really what that looks like going forward. Maybe they lean more on a heavy running style and they go with Jaden, or maybe they try to go to that more traditional passing style with Ridge. It's really going to be trying to find that happy medium. I think that, when you look ahead, now that they have a full game of doing this system under their belt, they might have a better idea as to who they want to roll with. So I'll be very interested to see how that goes moving forward.
Certainly, but, I will say it does raise certain concerns that you have to be wary of when you have a platoon style.
If you would like to unmute yourself, you can.
Can you not hear me, Brian? I know we got the feed going here. Do you hear me on your line, Brian?
I can hear you, Matt.
We love the technical difficulties. Folks, this is live radio. But no, I think it is important to note that, it is a little bit of something to keep in mind when you have 2 quarterbacks in a room and when you have a platoon-style quarterback room, because there's the old adage of when you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any quarterback. And I think that's something to keep in mind going into this and how they go about this sort of playing style.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something they're going to have to take a look at. And, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see moving forward. But, Matt, I think as we head on to the program, we have some exciting guests coming up. We have Jaime Amaro from the Bryant men's soccer program, and he's going to offer a lot of interesting things. I mean, listen, he's the leading goal scorer in the America East currently. They're number 5 in the country, and things are really looking up for that program right now. And they're back home this week against UAlbany. So we can't wait to see them in that contest, and we're going to get a chance to talk with him in maybe the next 5 minutes or so. Matt, any thoughts that you have before we head into that one?
Well, I will just say, Brian, when it comes to Bryant men's soccer, there is nothing more prestigious right now in Smithfield than that right there. I mean, the program has been continuing to get better and better as the years gone on. You had that conference title a couple of years ago. You almost had it again last year, and I think that's what really is feeding this team. They know what it's like to win it. They know what it's like to lose it. And it makes the chase just that much better as now they're looking towards making history, to making, this could be a number 1 seeded team when all set is done. This could be the top team in the country when things are done. This team could win a national title. And that is the motivation that this team needs now. Not only are you to avenge the conference loss last year, but to now look towards going to make history on a national stage.
Absolutely, Matt. I think you put it perfectly. Well, we're going to be back in just a couple minutes. When we are back, we'll be joined by Jaime Amaro, and we'll discuss all of his recent success personally and their team success. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to 990 WBOB. All right, welcome back to the final segment of the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour here on 990 WBOB. Brian Kostiw, Matthew Carvalho joining you tonight. Before we get into our final guest, I just want to say to join the WBOB team this fall, watching the Bryant Bulldogs at Burns Stadium, single game tickets are now on sale at BryantTickets.com. For more on the Bryant Bulldogs, listen to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour, which you're listening to right here on 990 WBOB. And now it is time for our final guest of the evening. He is brought to you by the Sprout Co-working phone lines. For all your co-working needs, large or small, visit SproutCoworking.com. Now on the phone lines is Bryant men's soccer standout, Jaime Amaro. Jaime, how you doing tonight?
Hello, Brian. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you, man. How you doing? Glad to have you on the program. First of all, for yourselves, congratulations on all the recent success you guys have had as a program, and for yourself. You've been outstanding as of lately. Just kind of taking us through these past couple weeks for yourself. You earned back-to-back America East Player of the Week honors a couple weeks, just last week. And then you have a great game against UMBC. Just kind of start with your opening thoughts as to how you believe yourself and the team have been, working so far.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know I have to say that, as I said a few days ago, I think that the team is working correctly. Obviously, the staff is doing his best to keep us focused on the goal, and so we are. Apart from that, we are a family. Apart from a team, so you could see that in the field.
Absolutely. For yourself, I was listening to your interview with Aurora Pedwell a couple days ago, and you ended up saying that, you hadn't ever really been in the situation of being, the leading goal scorer on a team before.
Yeah.
Right now, you're not even just the leading goal scorer on your team, you're the leading goal scorer in the entire conference. Just for yourself, talk about what it has been like these past couple, what has it been like for you adjusting to that role, being the primary goal scorer on a team and kind of being that number one option?
The reality, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I played. I was playing all the time in my life as a midfielder, and I didn't score so many goals. But now I'm. The truth is that I'm really happy with the team, not only with me. I think that in here in Bryan we have a good atmosphere, not only in the team, also in the university. So the truth is that I'm really happy. So I think that it could be that.
Yeah, I think absolutely. For yourself, I mean, it's a great family atmosphere. I know this is your first year with the team. What has it been like? How have the guys all been welcoming you into this, group, a team, family?
It was a good. They give me a good welcome here. I arrived in August, and in a couple weeks after, I have adapted to the team correctly. So I think that I have to grateful my teammates because they do his best to maintain me here better.
Yeah. And now, you look back to this past game this weekend against UMBC. You guys get the 2-1 victory. You have a goal in that game. For yourselves, just, you're in the heart of conference play right now. There is some great competition coming up. For yourselves, just how have you guys been able to stay in the moment and, focus on just each opponent as it's come? Like, how have you guys been able to really just, stay focused on the task at hand?
I think that this is a thought of the whole team. I think that Ruben transmit that message to the team. He always said that we need to continue working in the same line all the time, not stay too high and not too low. So I think that it's a thought of whole team, and I mean you could see in the field what we are doing.
Yeah, and now, I was talking with some of your other teammates just a couple weekends ago. Weeks ago. We talked with Abdel Talabi, we've talked with Fermin Rodriguez, and now with yourself. And the conversation in this question has kind of been the same, and it's been about representing Bryan on this national stage, and really standing out and gaining all this notoriety from the NCAA. And I have to kind of keep asking it every week because, the expectations have kind of gotten even crazier. I know when I talked with Abdel, you guys were 17th in the nation, then you guys were 12th, and now you guys are, up to number 5 in the nation. And it's unbelievable seeing this kind of success. It's the highest ranking a Bryant team has ever had. For yourself, just, this is, beyond the wildest dreams that I think many Bryant fans would ever aspire to, seeing this kind of success. I know that you guys have, larger and, bigger expectations at hand, but what has it been like being able to just have this kind of success for, the school, the university, and, the entire state of Rhode Island?
I don't know. Obviously, it's our dream to be in that national championship. So the thing is that we need to continue keeping our line of work, maintain our goal focus. So we know our edges, and we know that the team is doing great. So we need to approach the next games as the last one, and that's it.
Absolutely. And then I know for yourselves, you guys have some great, obviously the conference competition is going to be great, but you even have, being ranked and being in this situation, those non-conference games later in the year now have some consequence as well. I think that when you look ahead to Princeton, who's now ranked number 13th in the country, that's going to be a ranked matchup that's going to have some pretty high stakes for the rest of, NCAA soccer. Everyone in this region has basically circled that October 25th game against UVM, who's, just a spot ahead of you guys. So I think that, there's really some high stakes soccer happening right here in the Northeast. And it's going to be exciting to see, for you guys, just, what is it like just being able to compete on a high stage like this? And, I'm talking about representing, but, getting to, bring this kind of notoriety, just how awesome has that been?
It's so good, not only for us, for the whole university. Bring the name of Bryan to know all the country is great. I think that not only us, I think that the whole university has a lot of expectation in us. So So that's it. We need to continue working and approach the next games and the people like that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
For yourself, I know obviously you guys have those expectations of competing on the national stage, doing all those things. For yourself, are there any personal kind of goals that you've had for yourself? Maybe at the start of this year, maybe they've shifted a little bit. For yourself, first year in here with the Bulldogs, doing all this. What has been kind of your goals and expectations as a player coming into this situation?
What does it mean? That I don't understand. So.
Oh, just goals for yourself.
Yeah. No, the goals is to continue working, still being happy for the team, and that's it. I'm really happy to be part of this team. I think that the family that we have in here in the team is great. So I don't have too many goals. Obviously, win the national championship and being part from that part of the team, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you guys have a good, another conference game coming up this week against UAlbany. You guys are back home for that one. Just talk about the keys to success for this upcoming match.
Obviously, maintain that line. We need to bring our people to the stadium to bring us a warm atmosphere. So I think that it will be one of the keys of the game.
Absolutely. And you talk about bringing all those people to the stadium. You guys usually have a great turnout at those games, great fans showing up and supporting you guys. Just when you have that kind of a turnout, just how special is that to have that at this level of soccer and have that kind of a fan base behind you?
Obviously, for the player, it's great to play with so many people in the stadium. So that's it. That is a call to all the people that want to view good soccer in the Bern Stadium. So I call the people that want to be in Friday game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jaime, we really appreciate you taking the time tonight. We wish you the best of luck in that game against UAlbany, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Take care, Jaime. Well, Matt, we are about almost out of time right now. I know that we've been having some earlier technical difficulties in the program, so I'll log it off from here. But just wanted to thank Jaime again for coming on the program. It was great talking with him. And I think when you just look ahead at with what Coach Rubin has done for this program, it's been incredible to see, the success that he's had over these past 3 years. The expectations coming in were, going to be high, but I think that, based on where Bryant soccer had been at the time, there were some questions as to whether they were going to be able to elevate to that level, especially with schools like Vermont, New Hampshire, and UAlbany has obviously had some success in this conference as well. There were going to be questions as to how they were going to be able to maintain and go from there. And I think that, they have met and exceeded those expectations so far. You have the conference championship in, Coach Rubin's first year in 2023, and then 2024, you end up losing to what we find it to be the eventual national champions in Vermont, which you can't really fault that. That's an incredible run for that team. And Coach Rubin took that and he was able to, go into the portal into his recruiting class the next year and bring in an incredible group that has him, in unprecedented territory for Bryant. And I think now, everyone is saying, oh, after beating UMBC, you're going to go up in the rankings. But the truth being, once you get into the situation, moving up in those rankings becomes harder and harder because there's less spots to move into. Everyone would say, oh, Bryant should be, now a top 3 team in the nation. But if that third team is winning games, if those top other 4 teams are winning, and most of them do because they are also at that level, it is tough to kind of get that movement. So sometimes it becomes about point differential, little things like that come into play. But it's really impressive to see Bryant's 10-0-1 to start the year. So undefeated so far, and can't wait to see them back at Byrne Stadium. They have a great fan base. Coach Rubin does a great job of recruiting the local soccer teams out there. He gets the youth. He gets the youth out there, and then you have the pep band as well, the Sound of Smithfield and their drum line out there really leading the charge. So heavily recommended. Again, I think everyone, soccer fan or not, that is interested in high-level athletics is going to be trying to make their way to that October 25th game against UVM. I sure am excited for it. I can't wait to see where it goes. But Matt, I know we're up against it right now. I just wanted to say before we go, we do have another announcement. In addition to finding the, video episodes and video logs for this show on Down to the Wire's Spotify and YouTube pages, it's now also available at BryantBulldogs.com in their media section. We have uploaded all episodes from episode 3 to episode 8. And this episode, which is episode 9, will be up there pretty shortly. So we really appreciate you guys taking the time. We'll be back next week with another slate of great guests. Take care. Have a great night. And you've listened to the Bryant Bulldogs Sports Hour. Have a good night.
The preceding program contained views, opinions, and thoughts that do not necessarily represent those of 990 WBOB, its management, or its staff. So now you know.